Chapter 119. Sharp and agonizing pain in her leg sent shocking waves throughout Mia's body. She was extremely desperate and in despair, tears kept streaming down her cheeks. The young man grinned slyly as he looked at her tearful yet beautiful face. He cleared his throat and shouted, "Get her in the car." Someone's voice echoed from the side, "Mr. Bolt, when will you let us get a taste of the sweet lady?" The young man said coldly, "When I'm done with her, you can do whatever you like." Then, he extended his arm and wanted to grab her into the car when there was an abrupt scream coming from behind the men. "Arg!" Suddenly, loud and painful screams violently resonated. The young man turned around angrily and shouted, "What's wrong?" But when he lifted his head, he felt a sudden strong wind coming his way. Before he could dodge, he felt a sharp pain in his face, blood sprayed right in front of his eyes, his nose bridge snapped with a loud crack, and blood oozed out from his nose in an instant. As if his face was hit by a sledgehammer, he screamed in excruciating pain, his body swayed and fell backward. When he fell down on the floor, he saw his men lying on the ground lifelessly like a group of dead dogs. Mia raised her head in horror, her large sparkly eyes widened in shock. She saw a man in a black mask standing in front of her, his eyes as cold as a pair of daggers. Mia was surprised and happy at the same time. "Who is he? Is he here to save me?" "Yes, it must be it, he must be here to save me." The young man was lying on the floor with blood covering his face. The man in the mask was moving so fast that he subdued 5 guys in a blink of an eye. The rest of the men were in a daze due to the sudden attack. Finally, they regained their composure and rushed at him while roaring at their pals. Who are you?" Sitting on the floor, Mia looked up at the man like she was admiring a superhero. The man didn't answer her, instead, he picked her up quickly and ran deep into the alley. Mia panted, trying to catch her breath. Her heart was thumping profusely as she was still in shock. Behind them, the stern shout of the brawny men and the roar of motorcycles echoed across the air. They were pursuing them by all means apparently. The whistling night breeze blew past her face as the man was running away from the gang. She had lost too much blood on her legs coupled with the panic from the incident. She could only hold on to the man weakly. For some reason, she vaguely felt that the breath radiating from the man seemed somehow familiar. However, she didn't know that the mysterious man who was carrying her was actually her good friend's husband, Alex. When Alex drove past the area, he saw Mia being surrounded by a group of thugs. He was afraid that Mia might be in some kind of trouble, so he quickly wore a mask and came to rescue her. After the transformation and enhancement by the Qigong from the white stone, Alex's skills improved by several folds, even his stamina and speed was much faster than before. He ran zigzag and crossed the multiple alleys in the area until he had lost sight of the pursuing men. With Mia in tow, Alex ran a great mile before stopping deep in a park. It was getting darker and the park was surrounded by dense plants and bushes which would be a great hiding spot if they caught up to them. He put Mia on the floor and frowned when he saw that her pants had been stained red with blood. Despite losing so much blood, Mia desperately tried to stay conscious. Her face was as pale as a sheet of paper as she said gratefully, "Thank you for rescuing me, may I ask